You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the place for sports opinions collide. Dead End Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Beans. Joining me on the show, we have Nick, Spike, FIFO, and Shelton. What up?
What's happening?
What up, though?
What's going on?
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Please make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the show. If you enjoy what you hear, definitely do that. And if you want to become a member, you can go to youtube.com/Dead End Sports and sign up to become a member of the show as well. You can find that next to the super chat button also. And yeah, man, we have a lot to talk about tonight, including some breaking news that happened.
Wow.
But, and of course, you know, our regular normal things that we do every week with our best performance of the week, worst performance on watch, we need to talk, et cetera, et cetera. We got all that coming for you tonight. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. So, yeah, man, let's go ahead and get things started with our best performance of the week. We got Spike.
Best of the week, man. Shout out to the UConn women's basketball team. They took home the championship this year. Our girl Paige put in work, did what she do. I wanted to see a better game. I thought South Carolina would be able to stick with them more, but it does speak to the brilliance of Geno. That's my best of the week. He got 12 national championships. He's 12-12 in national championship games. When you talk about best coaches of any sport, you got to put him in the conversation with Pop. You got to put him in the conversation with Coach K, Belichick, my man in San Antonio. I can't think of his. Well, I said Pop already, but yeah, Geno did his thing. I was so ready to put Calvin Sampson right here, but that last play that they did in the championship game last night, I had to text Jalen and put a 9-1-1 switch up in and go back to Geno. So shout out to Geno, 12 championships, one of the most dominant figures that we've seen in all of athletics since his tenure has been there at UConn. So shout out to Coach Geno.
Yeah, I had a homie.
Years, 2016, right?
Boom. I had a homie hit me up and because he was having a debate with a family member about Geno Auriemma and is he in the conversation of being the best head coach of all time? And I said I wouldn't necessarily cement him as the best head coach, but he's in the conversation because he went 4 years without a loss, bro. And we're not talking like no rinky-dink Division III, like we're talking major D1 women's college basketball. You know, and like you said, 12 national champions. What the hell? Like that sounds like some video game stuff. Like that's virtually impossible to even do in a video game. And I do, you know, I think when you're talking about women's sports, people do look at it differently. But the fact that he won as much as he won and as dominant as he's been, and South Carolina with Dawn Staley has been a great program ever since she's taken over. And the last two times that they've played regular season and now in the national championship, they like Geno and them boys, they demolished her. You know what I'm saying? So again, it just goes to the dominance that Geno has had over his tenure there.
He had an interesting quote at the start of the year. He said when they were scrimmaging, he said his team, he thought, and I don't know if it was coach talk, if he was being dead serious, but he said he didn't even think that this team would make the tournament. So to go from that, he was said it's after the scrimmage and they got their ass whooped. He said, if we go from that to where they are now, and you're right, Sheldon, it could be, but I thought that was a really good quote for him to say that and then end up where they ended up at.
That's what great coaches do, though. They're gonna talk like that. He is a great coach. I can't say he's on that piece yet, and the only reason is for a lot of those years, UConn was it. I mean, they had everybody. You know, it was the haves and the have-nots in women's college basketball for a long time during that reign, and that's not a knock to him whatsoever because that's what you're supposed to do. But what it showed me was that he was a great master recruiter, and he's also a great coach. But I can't say he's on that level quite yet. Now that the competition is kind of leveled out, we can kind of see what he is now.
What else is he supposed to do?
I'm going to say, yeah, like what do you mean you can't say that?
Like I said, during that time, it was the haves and have-nots. The level of competition was not all the same. You didn't, with women's basketball, you had super teams and then you had like regular teams. So, you beating everybody.
That ain't
He's
his
doing his
fault,
job.
bro.
That's what I said. No, you can't blame him for that. But at the same time,
But
I'm
literally
blaming him. I'm not blaming him. I'm just not going to give him credit
That's
for
like-
being the greatest
that's like-
if it's not the competition is not there.
You the reason. You the reason. That kind of thing is the reason why people don't have Bill Russell in the top 5 all time.
Right.
Because they look at them 11 titles or whatever, the 30 titles that he won. They be like, he wasn't playing against nobody good except for Wilt Chamberlain. That's it.
What you gotta say about this?
That's
just
that's
won
what I
this
just
year with
said.
Competence level.
I
right?
said we can judge him from here on. I said,
Yeah.
that's
crazy.
You can't erase the previous 20 years, though. Like, you got to think. Like,
I'm
people
not
said he went
erasing it.
4 years without losing a game. That's insane. Like, it don't matter what you're playing.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, the wound is still sore. All right.
Jim's still mad.
Y'all, this is
Hell
where this
yeah,
is coming
man.
from. Y'all can't have a reasonable conversation with Shelton right now.
Hell yeah, man.
He's still bitter. So let's talk about some other bitter folks that we know about. We had Houston and up in Duke. We did a reaction after the game. If you guys want to get some of our initial thoughts, Nick and I hopped on to talk about that. But the last night, it was the championship game. So we had the Final Four, man. The Final Four in the championship game were both highlights of a great basketball weekend. However, we first have to address the elephant in the room. The Duke Blue Devils took an ugly loss to the Houston Cougars. Did Duke get out coached by Houston, or was this more about experience versus youth when it comes to late game execution? And after this, we will talk about the championship game that took place last night.
For me, go ahead, Shelton.
I was just gonna say I can't say they got out coached at all because they played well for 36 minutes, 37 minutes. They were running things. I just think that they choked down the stretch. They had every opportunity to win that game. It was their games. It was in their hands. Youth did not show its head until it mattered most, and then it wasn't used. It just got tight. And it happens on the bigger stage. Once you get on that stage, people think, okay, well, we're just gonna rely on our God-given ability. It doesn't work that way. We can't rely on our coach either. It's what you have inside, and a lot of people just don't have it. They don't have it, or it hadn't been developed quite yet. So some freeze up in those moments, and that's what it seemed happened. It seemed like my coach used to have a funny saying about that all the time. He's like, "You tightening up, son. You getting tight." He can tell when you were getting a little nervous, and that's what I saw. Basically, I saw them get nervous. And Houston turned it on at the right time and made the shots that they had to make to win the basketball game. But more than anything, I think Duke lost that game. Houston did have to do some things down the stretch, but Duke lost it more than Houston won it.
So I don't disagree with a lot of what Shelton is saying. Duke definitely got tight, but it goes back to what I was saying. I want to say it was in the Elite Eight when I was talking about when Duke beat Arizona, and I talked about Cooper Flagg handling the ball, being their primary playmaker down the stretch. And as good as that is for a big man to have that ability, it just shows where they have lack of guard play, right? That light-skinned cat, I know the coach was talking him. Coach was talking highly about him, but to me, a point guard that's going to be part of a national championship team or a team that's really good has to hit free throws. That's number one. And they have to be either an elite playmaker or a good shooter, right? And we saw that bite them in the ass down the stretch. A couple of things definitely happened. I still feel that Houston took it away from them. I definitely feel, sitting with it now, Duke definitely choked. But I feel like it was just a perfect combination of the right recipe, meaning that, you heard what Coach Sampson was saying, that, hey, let's just keep it close, and then we're going to turn it up on them, right? The defensive pressure, because we saw at spurts, and Ken, you talked about it, where, they shot 31%, but they were only down 6. You know what I'm saying? And it felt like Duke was up by more because they had got into a groove at certain points in time, but Houston kept it close and they turned up the pressure, and they didn't have that elite guard that you could just say, clear out the floor, Give him the ball. He's going to be able to bring it up. He's going to be able to knock time off the clock. He's going to be able to get us into our set. He's going to get other players easy buckets. They didn't have that, and it reared its ugly head toward the end. Duke definitely choked, but I give Coach Sampson a lot of credit. There were a lot of coaching decisions that he made that attributed to that win, like not calling a timeout, letting the boys play out, letting that defensive, turning up that defensive pressure. So a lot of like, again, Shelton, I agree with you. Duke choked. Duke lost it, but I feel Houston took it from them. I felt like Houston slayed Goliath.
Yeah, I think a lot of this was a result of Sampson's coaching one and Duke just getting tight, like Shelton said. Like they haven't been in a lot of games like that this year. And then we saw it come to bite Houston in the butt when they were playing Florida later, we'll talk about. But when you're not battle tested throughout the year, SEC had 14 teams in the tournament. They were battling all season from Alabama to Auburn to Florida who won it. Like there were a lot of good teams in the SEC. Florida was battle tested. When Duke came down to it, you could tell that they hadn't been battle tested. We were talking about it in the chat. Everybody looked tight on Duke's team. Like they hadn't been in this situation. When on the other bench, you had Sampson telling his team, hey, man, we just down such and such points, bro. Like all we need is a couple of stops and we right back in this. And his team believed that. So that was one of the biggest things for me, as you could tell the battle-tested team versus the unbattle-tested teams.
Can they making excuses or not? Because they ain't addressed the main elephant in the room. And I know I mean you talked about it for about half an hour. Sheldon, have y'all mentioned Cooper Flag at all in any assessment? Y'all just talked about the team because for the last time I checked, Cooper had the ball at the top of the key with 17 seconds left to close the game out and had a good look, and he just missed it. And I know people were like, shit, what you want more to do? He scored 27 points. The rest of the team let him down. Sheldon, I want to hit all that shit because the rest of the team helped him get to that point of the part of the game. And if you want to keep it a bean, those are the games that you want the ball in Cooper Flag's hand. You want the ball in your best in the best player, right? Like that's to end the game, to close out the game. He didn't get the job done. So I don't give a fuck about how the rest of that shit go. Yeah, Houston did a phenomenal job. I would just say the poise that they kept while in those high pressure situations and Duke obviously messed up by the turnovers and not being. I don't even think they scored in the last 2 minutes or something like that outside of that technical foul free throw. But yeah, Cooper lost in the game.
It might have been 9 minutes or some crazy shit like
that. Duke was up 9 with like 2 minutes or something.
And what I'm saying isn't saying that Cooper's shitty. I'm not trying to say he's shitty at all. He's probably more likely going to be the number 1 overall pick. It's just that those are the moments when I was saying, like, I want to see more, Shelton. I wanted to see like situations like that because they even the announcers talked about it in the game and y'all mentioned it. Like the last 6 weeks of the regular season, they didn't play nobody. Like Duke has not really been tested at all for most of the part of the season. You saw every game of the tournament, things were looking a little different, as competition got higher. So that doesn't excuse them blowing it, but like I said, bro, he was supposed to be that nigga kid.
What about the
game?
But Nick, it's not
his
what you
performance
say
the whole game though. Like he was balling.
Spike. Let me get to him, Nick. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. You said that first of all, you expect more, and he lost them the game. Like first of all, basketball, it's a make or miss type of sport. He got a good shot, and I also watched y'all's reaction to it. Ken, you were talking about you didn't like that shot. In my opinion, that is the shot that you want that type of player to take because it wasn't a bad shot. Was it contested? Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're going for the win here. Like you have to make those type of shots. He missed it. I don't think it was a bad shot. It wasn't even really that bad of a miss. It was short. You say a little bit more touch. We're like that's nothing but net. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it wasn't a bad shot. I don't think he lost them the game. They wouldn't even been in the game if he wasn't playing. So you know what I'm saying? To what Spike is saying, like I know you said that you want to see more, and I feel like you like the way that you express it, Nick. It lacks context. Like your takes just always lack context because it's like you want to see more, but if he played half as good as he played, it would have got blown out. It got blown out. Like, so what more from Cooper Flag do you want to see? He missed the shot, but he took it. be in our chat, say, hey, mad respect to him. He took the shot, he missed it. You know what I'm saying? People put Kobe in clutch situations at this all-time high. Kobe shoots like 30% from in clutch situations. And the tighter it gets, the lower percentage he shoots. When clutch situations with 5 seconds or less, he shoots 24%, bro. And that's Kobe. So come on,
the context that you're talking about, I always provide, bro. I said I didn't say. I said
he lost him the game.
Yeah, he did. He missed the game winning shot.
That's wrong, though.
So when you missed the game winning shot, when you missed the game winning shot,
correct.
When you missed it, and don't act like he didn't have that key foul. That
foul was bullshit, Nick.
A foul was a foul.
Bullshit.
A foul. I always tell y'all this. I was like, y'all always want to blame the refs when it's convenient for certain narratives.
We didn't blame the refs.
But nobody blames the refs. That was just a bullshit call.
Jason Whitlock
could have got called.
Blame the refs.
I don't even want to mention what he said.
Jason Whitlock's not on this program.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, a lot of people talked about that call for the refs, and I always tell people, I was like, the refs are always horrible. They are always because even in the when we about to get to the
you can't blame Cooper Flag. You just tried to blame.
Nobody said that.
No. I'm saying he lost them the game because when the game asked him to step up to close out the game, to go to the championship game on a team that everybody said was stacked. Everybody on this program picked Duke. And it wasn't even like we was really much of a thought. We were like, yeah, Houston, y'all had a good season, but this is where it ends. And all I said was like, all right, bro, this is what it's supposed to be. And I kept on bringing up expectation. I was like, if we have expectations for people and you don't reach that, then yes, this is where criticism comes. I'm not going to blame everybody else because at this point in time, the game came down to him making a shot. He didn't make the shot. That's fine. It's not an indictment that he's going to be shitty or that he's not clutch. He could probably be clutch later on. But all I'm saying is that this is what I want to see. I want to see him in tough situations, tight situations to see how he responds and see if he can deliver. He didn't this time. All right, cool. We're going to see what he like in the league moving forward. But if we keep it in the beam, he lost the game. Nigga, what the fuck?
I don't know if I would say he didn't deliver because he delivered all game. He just missed a shot. He missed a really big shot, but he missed a shot. He delivered. That was we talking about Final Four stage and you show up as the star player, like dude was balling first half. He was making some dope ass passes. He was hitting some big ass shots. He was playing great defense. I even had to put in the chat like, dude, okay, he is nice. Like, man, might not have been gassing. He just missed the shot, bro.
That's not surprising that he was balling because FIFO just came here. Was it last weekend where he had him in the best performance of the week for the Elite Eight? So we know what he can do. That's what I'm saying. Like he scored 30 at that time when FIFA called him out. Highlighted him. And how many did he score in this game, Sheldon? 27. He could have used 2 more points. He could have used that.
He needed that 30.
He needed that 30. So that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, bro, if we gonna give you all this praise, we got to do it both. That's why I'm the only nigga. Me and Ken probably the only niggas here that be like, look, bro, we got to call it both sides. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just give you all because if he would have made that shot, Sheldon, what we talking about? We ain't talking about the rest of the team. We talking about Cooper Flag.
Right.
And and I let everybody else speak because me and Ken already talked. And I wanted to see if anybody was gonna mention Cooper. I ain't say shit.
Because there wasn't nothing to say about him.
I agree with that. I'll give you that point too, Lou. That the coach does deserve some responsibility for that. Like, probably a majority of it. But I'm just saying, in that moment when we want to see Cooper Flag do some great things, granted he's a young ball player, like he'll do some things in the league. And I'm only saying this shit just because motherfuckers always think I'm hating. I'm not saying that he's terrible, but that was a shot that he should have made. That was a good shot.
Yeah, and I'm upset about it because we had to watch Houston play in the mud all night last night versus Florida. Like, we didn't get a open core up and down offensive game that I really wanted to see. Congrats to Kevin Sampson. You know, I know they were documenting him getting to the Final Four and, you know, not getting to the big dance, and he finally got there, and his team collapsed big time. So they actually had a Duke moment themselves. So what stood out to you guys the most in the championship game, and just overall, which player or players do you see taking the next step in the NBA?
What stood out to me most was the overall fight from Florida. I thought it was over with. I really thought they didn't have a chance. I thought that Houston was going to run away with it. I thought that they were just a more physical team. I thought that every bounce was going their way. They just seemed like they were more hungry at the time. But Florida just kind of hung around, and we talked about Clayton. While Clayton couldn't get going at all, I still think he's going to be great at the next level. This game is not an indictment on him as a player, but he couldn't get nothing going. This is one of his worst games. But in saying that their best player is not playing well, you think that they'd be blown out. But they hung tough, and what they did was what I saw was they punched Houston in the mouth, and Houston just couldn't recover. They got the same treat. They did the same thing Duke did. They tightened up, and you saw that throughout this game that every time that they would go on a nice little run, Florida would come back and kind of battle themselves to keep it at least respectably close. And when it mattered most, Florida got hot at the perfect time, and they took the lead out. Florida only led a couple minutes at the most.
A minute and 37 seconds.
Crazy. That's crazy that they didn't even have a lead this whole game. They shouldn't even been in this game, to be honest. Like I said, you think that Houston would have ran away with it, but
what's the dude name?
Run away with what? It's just like I told. Look, Harrison, I didn't say the game wasn't close, but and for some it was entertaining because it was close. It came down to the wire and making them. But bro, it's like I said in the chat, bro. Watching them play in that second half. When that game got tight, it's like they were just driving to the basket or throwing shots up and hoping they went in. That's the offense that I saw. And it just was not pleasing to watch it. That's when I just knew they were in trouble with that.
Agree. It's a real problem with them playing one in these big-ass stadiums. I think that has a lot to do with it when we're watching it. It's just it seems like it's hard for them to get their footing or to get their sight line correct with the shot. And that's why we see all those bricks. But I agree with a couple of sentiments in the chat and what you just said, Ken. When there's not a true Cooper playmaker out on the court, it's hard to watch college basketball because you just keep seeing them throwing up bricks and not able to get their own shot. Houston doesn't have a person like that. Florida has a person like that, but he was having an off night. So it was like this game was just like brick, 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 brick. And that's why the coaches are so important in college basketball, because now you got them drawing up plays and stuff where they can get easy offense. But if you're just going in transition, this shit it is difficult to watch. I don't know what college basketball, if they have to do anything about it, because I'm sure people still watch this. But just as a casual fan, without a playmaker on the court, it's terrible, especially in the championship game.
Yeah, some of them dudes look like they got out of solitary confinement, bro.
This is always what it's like though in certain college basketball games. Like they ain't all sexy, like like some of the classic matchups that we've seen. Like I remember, I forgot what team it was, but like the first half is always ugly. The second half gets a little bit better. The one thing I was gonna say is like it was the foul calling that changed a lot in this game. It was like they was letting them play. The thing about that Houston
in the first half.
About Houston, the reason why no one likes playing Houston is because they play ugly. They play like the hood niggas at the court that nobody want to play. They gonna make it. They're not gonna
get you, bro.
They not gonna score shit on the offensive end, but they ain't gonna let you score shit on the end. So that's why I look ugly. Right. That's why Clayton got taken out, because it was like they was doing that pick and roll, and they was just like, fuck it, we gonna make sure that he don't get off at all. He gonna pass the ball to somebody else. And Florida didn't really have much. Again, like I mentioned, didn't have much of a score outside of, was it Richard? Richard was the only one that was doing something to keep the game respectable. But that second half, it flipped. Like they was calling everything, and that's when Clayton started getting busy. And he really kind of opposite of Cooper Flag as far as like he had a really start off really bad game and ended well. Like it was just kind of like you saw what it's like to have a clutch player on your team. That's all I was trying to say. But the game was it was ugly to watch, but I mean
it was also,
if you're a betting person, if you were a betting person, that was the most exciting game you're probably gonna see all year until the playoffs, because it's like you ain't know who the hell was gonna win that fucking game until the last second. Yeah. So
especially if you took Houston and they gave Houston 5 points. So you was definitely happy if you seen that.
What you think, FIFO? You catch?
Yeah, I didn't watch this whole game. I watched the highlights because my horse in the race, and it's not like I had them all year, but I picked Duke to win, and I felt Florida was the second best team. So when I saw Florida win, it was like, okay, well, I was right anyway. But just ugly game. Shocked to see some of the stats that came from it, like Florida only leading that game for 1:37. Houston, obviously, that was their game to lose, and it slipped right through their hands toward the end. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with
Sharp's
Nick.
hands. Couldn't even get a shot off.
Dang, man.
That's a terrible way to lose.
Yeah,
a game.
FIFA. I thought the stat you were gonna call out was like they didn't attempt a field goal in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's another one. But I also agree with your assessment where, college basketball, if you don't have a playmaker ball handler, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can say pause or whatever. If y'all don't have a playmaker ball handler, it's tough. It's tough because of the way that the rules are. The defense could stay in the paint. You have a 35-second shot clock. You know what I'm saying? So it can get real ugly, and it's not beautiful basketball. It's partly why I don't like watching college ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know, man. So nobody gonna say shit about Clayton not doing shit the whole game. We just gonna.
I mean, he popped up at the end of the game.
He showed up when he needed to, kid. Listen.
And we don't even know if he that dude. Can he make like the fourth?
He got carried the whole night, bro.
He got carried, Ken. I said that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad, Shelton.
He was
my
rough.
Hey, Ken. So
but
that's
who's
how
to say? I don't even know if he's good enough not to be carried though. He's had a great run, but I don't even know if he that dude for us to be like, oh, he got carried. Like he good. He had a good run, but I don't expect him to go to the NBA and light it up or nothing like that.
I think he's a top 10 pick.
He gonna be a good
top
player.
10.
I think he's top 10.
He gonna be a lottery pick. You
can't even name me 10 college players, let alone 10 college that's better than him right now. Because the run
he got a pro game.
Yeah, like we gotta don't act like we didn't see his run to the finals. Like he was getting busy on everybody, and he was clutch and even in this past game, like he made a clutch 3 to was it to tie the game or take the lead? He made clutch free throws when they needed to. Like he did his thing. His first half was different than the second half.
Okay,
I think you'll see more of a focus to what FIFO said though on playmakers and college men's basketball changing their offense. If they had, like some of the people in the chat are saying, if they had the format like the women had, like 4 quarters, 24-second shot clock versus 40-second shot clock, 2 20-minute halves. That gives you time to just be complacent and lazy and run these slow ass motions that us as casual college basketball, like, bro, we don't want to see that shit, man. Get into the play, shoot that shit, and run. Like, we don't want to see all this methodical shit.
All right, man. Well, we'll leave it there, man. Close game, came down to the wire, so created another great college moment that will be discussed and revisited. But yeah, we'll just leave it there, and we'll be right back after this quick break. If you're looking for real conversations and motivations to be your best, then you have to check out Another Week in the Books. Another Week in the Books with Spike, Lou, and Rich is your go-to podcast for growth and community. Plenty of dope conversations take place week to week as they inspire each other to be better through conversations. Another Week in the Books, wherever you get your podcast.
It ain't on Lou.
It ain't on me. Oh, Nick must be
excited.
You
know what I'm saying? This is always the most entertaining. I had to wear my FIFO. I had to wear my OKC blue. Just because on watch, yes. All right, spoiler alert.
You look like Omar from The Wire.
Spoiler alert. Yes, on watch is the Oklahoma City Thunder, specifically SGA Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Not to say that he is not balling and probably is going to be MVP of this year, even though most people say Joker should get that. Granted, he probably should. I have them on watch because they're currently on a 2-game losing streak. They lost to Houston and the Lakers. They're playing the Lakers right now. I think they up. But
they're losing now by 2.
They're losing now by 2. Okay, they may be on a 3-game losing streak. But I find it interesting because we've been talking a little bit about OKC all season long as far as are they legit or not. Me and Ken have asked the question, if you have an MVP a caliber player on your team and you're the best team in the West, maybe the best team in the NBA, at least record-wise, how are you not a favorite to be a title, at least get into the title game or the NBA Finals? And everyone is saying that they're not. and I could point to FIFO saying that he probably will pick the Lakers over them just based off of talent and experience. So I got them on watch. To me, they have to make the Western Conference Finals. Do they have to make an NBA Finals appearance? Not necessarily, but they have to make the Western Conference Finals, and anything less than that is a failure. And it will be an indictment on everything that's going on in OKC, because if everybody says that they're not ready yet, then I don't know when they will be, if they ever will be. And as far as SGA specifically, he may have the Harden effect when it comes to regular season playoff. What's the name? The Mr. Hijack or whatever that nigga, because the calls he's getting in the regular season, I don't think he's gonna get that in the postseason. And he relies a lot on the free throw shooting to get his points and be effective in the game. So we'll see how that plays moving forward.
He is a free throw merchant, Nick. I don't disagree with that, but that is part of being greatness, because that is a skill that you have to learn how to become elite at. And all of the elite scorers in the NBA have all been able to get to the free throw line a multitude of times. However, the reason and the main reason why I've said that OKC is not ready yet is because their average age is the same average age as that Houston team that we just saw in the national championship. Or no, I'm sorry, the Auburn team we saw in the Elite Eight, which averages a tick under 24 years of age. I think it was 23.2, right? Nick, we've never in the history of the NBA seen a young team win a championship. Don't give a damn how talented they are. You can go far, but to win a championship, it has yet to happen. So that's the only reason why I say OKC is not ready, because when they go up against a Denver or a Lakers team that has way more experience that they could draw upon, they're going to get beat. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. And here's the thing. I definitely think OKC has the most talent, not named Boston or even Cleveland in the NBA. But they're not battle tested yet collectively. You know what I'm saying? So I think SGA will get the whistles come postseason. I think SGA is going to ball out. I think OKC is going to make a nice little run. But when they meet one of these experienced teams, they're not going to be able to beat them. And even if they make it to the finals and they play Boston going to mollywop them boys. They're not ready for it. No. The Knicks ain't getting past the second round.
Are you speaking strictly from an age perspective, right?
From experience.
They don't
have enough mango seasons under their belt to overcome adversity.
But you don't think that people said that about the Bulls too until they won. Well, people said that about the Pistons until they won. Like, so you don't think, like, they went to the playoffs last year. They have the MVP of the league this year. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't think that there has to be a turning point somewhere?
It's just not this season. Look, I put it to you like this: how many times did Jordan lose in the first round? How many times did Jordan lose to Detroit? How many times did Jordan lose to Boston before he was able to get over that hump?
And my rebuttal to that would be, how many times did Jordan have a team that's talented? You just told me that this was the second most talented team in the league, damn near. And I'm not against you totally on this topic, because I don't agree with Nick. They're not on watch. I think that this team is like actually in a good position, and I think they're going to do well in the playoffs, possibly even go to the finals. But I do want to understand when you say that if they are this talented, why can't it be different for them?
So and I have a retort for you. The Boston Celtics just won their first championship last year. How long have they been knocking on the door?
About 6 years.
Well, they went to the finals 1 year.
I understand,
right?
And that's why I said, like, can OKC even make it to the finals? Okay, fine. Even if they get past the gauntlet that is the West, they're not beating Boston.
My thing is, like, what's the floor for the OKC this postseason? What's the least that they can do?
They should make the Western Conference Finals.
What's the average age of OKC right now?
23.2 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So that's
23.4.
You may have said this. So that's 2 years younger than when KD went, because they were 25 years on average.
And they got swept in the finals.
No, they got gentleman sweep.
Gentleman swept.
They won that.
But they went to the finals though.
Yeah, they went.
So how far you think they'll get, FIFO? What are you saying?
I think they'll make it. I think they can make it to the Western Conference Finals.
I
just got to see what the matchups are.
I need a betting slip, FIFO. I don't need to, because anybody can make it to the shit. We didn't know Dallas.
Not anybody.
Last year, something to do. Somebody could have said
Houston
Dallas can make it to the Western Conference Finals, and they
Right.
did. So I'm just saying, like, any team in the West can, based off the seeding, how it changes all the time, except for number 1 seed. So what are you willing to bet on? What are you putting $100 on?
We can revisit once the matchups are set in stone. Like
Okay.
once I know that exactly, because there's still everybody's damn near 2 or 3 games, you know what I'm saying, from each other. And the Lakers own the tiebreaker, so I think that they're gonna lock in the 3rd place. But I just got to see where everybody else falls, and then I'll be able to give you that floor for you. But as of right now, I think they can make the Western Conference. They should get past the second round. I would not be surprised if they make the finals, but they're not winning a championship.
Would you be surprised
If they get to the finals, they should win the championship.
Nah,
They're gonna be
not
the 1
beating
seed,
Boston.
right?
They're not beat. Look, first of all, as much as I like the other teams in the East, primarily the Cavs, the Knicks, they just don't have it. But I think the Cavs get beat. I think it's going to be Boston, and OKC does not have the experience to overcome everything that Boston has, because Boston can match them talent for talent, and then they have the experience. Okay. And then it's not like you're going to outrun us because you're 23 and we're like 37. Nah, them boys is 26, 27. So, I just don't see them being Boston.
All right, well, we'll leave it there.
Can I ask one question real quick? Looking at the standings right now.
Ain't no who always act like anything he do real quick.
Right, it's gonna be real. It's a yes or no question, so it should be quick. The Warriors in the play-in, if they get the AFC, do you think they would be in trouble if they play the Warriors first round?
I think the Warriors could knock them off.
Okay, leave it there.
That's all.
All right. Rob had a question, and he said, "Do MVPs get their coaches fired mid-season?" And he's probably talking about Jokic. Yeah. This is actually at the end of the season. So let's talk about it, man. Breaking news that took place today. The Denver Nuggets, who are currently the 4th seed in the Western Conference, made major changes to the franchise by firing not only head coach Mike Malone, who brought them a championship in 2022, but also Calvin Booth, the general manager. With the playoffs and play-in tournament less than a week away, what are your reactions to these changes? And is Denver in a good position for a soft rebuild? Meaning that, will Jokic's prime years be wasted after a move like this, or can they remain in title contention? And that's a great lower third there. Left it all Malone.
I was gonna say, Jalen, you messed up. You should have said Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone would have been good. That was dope, Jalen, but Post Malone would have been good.
Well, you missed it. You close. It was top 5. I would say that I'm gonna go up real quick. I'm somewhat shocked, but Ken is also hilarious because remember at that championship at the parade, he was talking cash. People don't it seem like that parade was like just a couple years ago? It seemed like a lifetime now when you see this shit. That nigga was talking cash shit. Because the first time he fucked up was when he said Bruce Brown was coming back. Nigga left that
same day.
But I'm low-key shocked. I'm low-key shocked because it seemed like no matter what you do, you're gonna get fired as a head coach. If the owner, because if you firing a GM, then this is the owner decision. If they getting rid of the head coach and the GM,
yeah.
And I guess maybe Manny was the one that said in the chat that the GM's been fucking up, not Mike Malone. But so far, it does seem like the Nuggets were kind of gonna be mid this season or like this postseason. Like, yeah, Joker was probably gonna get his numbers, but I don't think anyone had the Nuggets like FIFA. Did you think that they had a legit chance going to the finals this year?
Because the playoffs is all about matchups, and nobody can match up against Joker. Like, Joker has shown his dominance now for multiple seasons. This is arguably his most dominant season. Why is that not going to translate to the postseason?
They're on a 4-game losing streak, and they're 4th in the West. If they were a top 2 seed, then I would be like, okay, I get what you're saying. But they're in the, like you mentioned, like in about 3 days or 4 days, they could be 6 seed. You know what I'm saying? And then that's a whole different matchup. So, like, I don't really see them going into the postseason with any momentum outside of Joker just playing out of his mind. So, Mike Malone is less than 3 years away from a title?
2.
Like a title?
Yeah, 2 years away.
So, like, you fire that? You know what I'm saying? And right before the playoffs? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So this is like who was the other coach that was just fired not too long ago as well?
Taylor
Jenkins. Yeah, Taylor Jenkins,
Memphis coach.
Yeah, Taylor from Memphis, and we question that. I don't understand, and even Magic Johnson said he's been part of the NBA for 45 years, and he's never seen this. I haven't either, and I don't understand the ideology behind these type of moves. I did see Nick Wright say that 4 out of the last 5 coaches to make the finals have been fired. So it looks like there is no longevity in the NBA as being a head coach, no matter the level of success that you have. But for Denver's particular, because I had to watch hella TV and clips and all that, because I'm just like, this feels like it's out of left field. But people have been discussing how toxic of a work environment has been between Calvin Booth and Mike Malone, to the fact that they're not even talking anymore, right? Mm-hmm. And part of their rift is that Calvin Booth wants Mike Malone to play the youngins, and Mike Malone's trying to win games, so he's playing the veterans. You know what I'm saying? So there's always this tug of war between, front office and head coach, because the coach always wants to win because that's what's going to keep him in the league. But the front office has to look 3 to 5 years ahead. And it's like, hey, we drafted this guy. We need to develop him. He needs minutes. But if the coach is like, we got to win this game, I'm going to go with the veteran. So that is the discord that they had. And obviously it was so toxic that the owner was like, okay, I'm letting everybody go, which is crazy to me, especially before going into the playoffs. Now, the only reasoning that I can see that the owner did this was because what if Mike Malone pulled another one out of his ass, excuse me, and they win another championship? Are you going to fire a coach that just won the championship? So I think from that perspective, I can see why he let everybody go. It's just not a move that we are accustomed to, or one that I would have made if I was an owner or if I was a GM. I wouldn't be firing my coach like down the stretch of the season. Like that is just asinine to me.
It just makes very little sense, I'm sure, to everybody this time. And the object of the game is to win. I don't get how this can help you when you're in a position. Yeah, to answer that question, Nick, yeah, they have an opportunity to win it all at Denver. You got the best player in the world on your team right now. You got a shot to win it. You do. You always do, as long as Joker's on the court. So to make this move at this moment, to me, the only thing I can think of is if it was signed off on by Joker, like maybe there was a rift between the two of them, or something like that, or something else bigger that we don't know nothing about.
So, Shelter, just to add to that point, they're saying that Mike Malone is a very old school type of a coach, and that a lot of players didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Now, they who was it? I want to say, who was I just listening to? It was either Shams or somebody was saying that, Mike Malone did take it a little easier on Joker and Jamal Murray and, his stars. But for the most part, he is like a tough coach, and the players just wasn't feeling it anymore.
And I saw what he was saying, in his presser not too long ago, where he was getting on them about not watching film, and said the players, like, basically they suck. Like he kind of threw some players under the bus in one of his last pressers. And he could have very easily lost that team and lost the top committee. And they could have easily went and said, we want him gone. You know what I'm saying? And that could have happened. These guys, they hold a lot more power today, players do. And you can definitely be like, look, I'm out of here if we can't change this. So we really don't know. And unless something comes out, we won't know the full reason. But I guarantee you Joker's behind this move some kind of way. He has something to do with this move. I don't think that you make a move like this without consulting him.
You call him Russ
is the coach killer. Everywhere Russ goes, the coach gets fired. I don't care where he goes.
Y'all said Ja was a coach killer last week. I just want to know, is Joker a coach killer?
Well, if you counting him this time, I think he has something to do with this one. Yes.
I don't
That's what
think
you said.
Yeah.
I don't think and the only reason
Shelton was ready for that one.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Milton, the reason why I
Yes.
disagree with that statement, and I don't even want that narrative to be out there, is because let's not forget Mike Malone was fired from the Kings after he had another big man have the best year of his career in DeMarcus Cousins. And I never understood, because the Kings at that point in time, and they still are fucking a catastrophe on the damn court and in the front office. But Mike Malone brought stability, and DeMarcus Cousins and that was your guy. He had an MVP type seasons under Mike Malone, and they got rid of him. So I can't say that this is Joker driven. Maybe Joker accepted, but I don't know if it was Joker driven. But at the end of the day, Mike Malone, I don't know what's being talked about him behind closed doors at this point, but I know this: somebody's going to hire him. And I put it to you like this, Nick: your boy Thibs might be on a short leash, and if he goes, I can see Mike Malone stepping right in. And
Mike Malone has
taking
been
that
there
team further.
Mike Malone has been there 10 years, right? Is that what they said?
No,
is it 10?
that long?
It wasn't.
I think it's like 6 or 7.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm just going off the top of the dome, but I think it's like 6 or 7.
I think Malone is a good coach. If the reports from what they're saying are true, how I would look at it is, if I'm an owner, I just got tired of the bullshit. Like, beyond the players, a Joker telling me to do it, or Russ being a coach killer, like, I'm not paying a GM and a coach to have a toxic relationship and not even talk. Like, how do I get good information if I'm an owner? Because the coach is telling me one thing, the GM is telling me one thing, y'all niggas don't even talk, and that's y'all job. So at the very least, you're getting fired for insubordination if I'm the owner. And it don't matter what time of season it is, because I'm the owner and I'm probably disconnected from it's playoff time. Like the timing is bad. Like, none of that shit matters to me, because if I'm an owner of an NBA team, yes, winning is important to me, but money is also important. And you affecting my bottom line. What you guys doing is bullshit, and me having to move forward with it. So I could see this happening right now.
How are you affecting the bottom line when you're a top 5 seed in the stronger conference, and you arguably have the MVP? You know, so I don't see how it's affecting the bottom line.
Because as an owner, I'm forecasting on the future. It's not just about right now, today. You're absolutely right. I have a top 5 player now, and we're successful now, but I can't even get projections correct because you two niggas don't even talk. Y'all don't even talk in the same room. So I want to know who I need to draft. I want to know who I need to pay and bring back. I need to know who to pick up in free agency. And I don't even have a good enough relationship between my head coach and my GM to plan. Like, y'all can't even come to me with plans. Yeah. I would absolutely fire you for that. And I don't care what part of the season it is. Like, bro, I'm bringing y'all in my office and y'all telling me y'all ain't talking in 3 weeks. Get out, get the fuck both of y'all niggas pack y'all bags.
Let me ask you this though, right? Like, on the other hand, the GM that they had previously that drafted Joker, that drafted Michael Porter Jr., that drafted Jamal Murray, and essentially built this championship core, is the one that went to Minnesota, and he built that team to beat Denver, and they lost 6 out of 8 games, whether it's regular season or playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. So as the owner, why not just overpay for that GM? Because obviously that GM and Mike Malone had a great working relationship. So why let him go?
Why am I picking Mike Malone though? Like, why would I side with him when neither one of you showed that you were professional enough to continue this relationship? Like, the problem isn't that y'all don't get along; it's that y'all couldn't be professional enough to at least provide me
because
with
he's a championship head
coach. But have they had a conversation about that? Like, if I'm the owner, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have this conversation first. And you're not gonna. The first thing we talking about it is not gonna be me firing you.
But that's a good point, Sheldon. We don't know how many conversations they've had. We just know that he got fired today. They may have been having these conversations all season, and this just may be him frustrated and being like, man, fuck it. I've been trying to fix this shit all year. But that's a good point too, FIFO. Why wouldn't I pay somebody to get along with Mike Malone? But I also can look at Mike Malone and be like, but bro, why can't you be professional? This is your job. Not only to coach basketball, but you can't tell me you don't talk to the GM. That's insane.
But the only reason to fire a coach and the only reason basketball related to fire a coach is if you lose the team. I want you to get along with upper management and all that stuff. I want that to work. But if you got a relationship with your team, I can't let you go, especially at this time of year. What this tells
do
me,
we know that Mike Malone had a relationship? Y'all told me.
that's what I was about to say. What this tells me, they had some sort of disconnect. They had to have a disconnect. Otherwise, he would still be coaching that basketball team. You're not going to let go of a coach when they have good synergy with the players. You can't do that. You don't.
Shelton, but we've seen that done in the past. My thing is this, right? Like, to me, it's there's certain coaches, right? I have tiers of coaches, and to me, Mike Malone is a championship coach. He won a championship. We've seen how he does his X's and O's. We've seen, especially when it comes to big men in the league, when he has a really good one, he elevates their game. Like, they have their best seasons under Mike Malone. So this guy is a proven commodity. In my opinion, and again, we don't know the level of toxicity that existed in that Denver Nuggets building. If it's to the point, to Spike's point, where, we had these sit downs, we're trying to get it right, and it just can't happen, then, you have to make an extreme call because it is your team. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else is going to replace you, but you can replace everybody, right? So I get it from that perspective. But from the basketball perspective, I'm like, dog, like, how you going to replace him? You can't, like, there's not many guys that's better than Mike Malone that you're going to get more out of your team from the head coach with.
So it's over for, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So it's over for Joker.
I don't think so because he's talented, Ken. And then we saw
no, but he needs the coach, right?
Yeah, that's what you was just about to say when
No. All I'm saying is that obviously Mike Malone elevates. When DeMarcus Cousins left Sacramento and went to New Orleans, and they had the Twin Towers with AD, DeMarcus Cousins looked like an MVP still. Right. So there are certain things from a coach that leaves an imprint on you that you will have even if that coach isn't there. I think Joker has that now. So I don't see his level of play going down. It may look different depending on the coach that they bring in and the X's and O's and how they decide to use Joker. But Joker's Joker. Joker is arguably the best player in the NBA right now.
Yeah, I understand. But you were saying that it sounded like you were about to say that you can't find another coach as good as Mike Malone. So what are they going to do?
To replace him. Yeah, no, 100%. Right. Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do.
It would seem to me that it's over for Joker winning more championships if they can't find that guy.
100%. I think, especially in the NBA, you got to have a more than competent head coach regardless of the talent level. I don't know. I don't know who it is that they're targeting. I just have to see.
Look, at least you got Denver winning the title in 5 years, right? You put that on your mantle.
Yeah, and they won it.
They did.
Yeah, they won it that time.
And it was confirmed by the chat. Appreciate you guys that he been there for 10 years. He got a ring out of him. Joker's only known him as the coach. This is breaking news. We already know the NBA reporters, they're going to die. They will find and get us all the information we need. We'll have a full understanding of what happened there. What I thought was interesting, because I've really been trying to think about, like, what does this all mean? And it's hard to formulate an opinion without some level of inside information or facts. I did read that article about the Cold War, as they label it, that was going on with Denver at the beginning of the year when it came with Peyton Watson and some of the other guys. And this was when Denver was struggling. Denver has also lost 11 of 13 since the All-Star break. There was some interesting things going on. The most interesting part about this to me isn't really about what's going on in Denver. It's really about what's going on in the NBA. And it hit me when I was just reflecting back. We got Mike Malone, we got Taylor Jenkins, and then I went all the way back to Luka. Business is superseding basketball. And it hit me when Shelton was talking about, you just don't do this. When you guys are talking about you running back and fire people in the offseason, these dudes are not waiting anymore. When they know they need to make a move, they're going to make a move. If Mike Malone somehow, because they do have Joker, wins a title, it makes that move much, much harder. So we're just going to get rid of him right now. And what does this do for the NBA moving forward when you no longer have the security of at least getting through the playoffs? If if teams are willing to fire coaches that are in the playoffs, like 6-7 games before the playoffs even start, that's very unstable. So this tells me these guys they've always been assets and commodities on the court. Now they're really displaying so much more now that's all this is. That's all they are. And they don't care about anything that happens after that. I got a title with Malone. Let's get rid of all these dudes. We're going to start over, and that's it. I think this is something really interesting to watch because we haven't seen these moves before. We haven't seen a guy get rid of Luka. And to a certain degree, there's some things Luka's been doing that's kind of proven, some truth to why they made that move. So, yeah, man, this is something interesting to watch just from the overall perspective of business. That's what has my attention now.
The only counter I would have with that, Ken, is the fact that now that it's sitting with me, being at a job for 10 years, one title in 10 years with Joker, I can see them moving on. Because I personally, I know others may disagree. I know FIFO does. I didn't see them as a legit title contender this season. It's the feel, and I'm going off of vibes. So I'm not going off of much more than that. I know that's not really a statistic to go off of, but it just didn't feel like this team was in a position to make a deep run. With that being said, we all know that Joker is in the prime. He's playing like he's top 5 all time. So it's like, if we're not getting the good vibes now, and it doesn't feel like we're winning now, then what the hell are we doing with this team still? So like, let's restart. Try to get somebody in, and I don't know, like you said, FIFO, I don't know what coach that is. That's going to be on the job of the new GM to get, and if then, what's the new GM going to be? How good are they going to be? But it does seem like, bro, it was just too long. Like, we just been together for too long. We just need a reset.
Ken, the only way that we are going to see stability and longevity with head coaches moving forward in the league, and there's less and less of this type of regime, is going to be the Miami Heat model, where the owner kind of he signs the checks. You know what I'm saying? He wants to know the bottom line. He wants to know that everything's healthy to a degree. But then you have a president, and that president picked the GM and the assistant GM, and everything is handpicked, because I can never see, and shit, let me knock on wood, but I never call for a man's job, but I can't see Pat Riley getting rid of Spoelstra at all. Like, Spo is his guy. Unless Pat Riley gets the boot, Spoelstra is going to be the coach of the Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the way I see it. But Ken, we're seeing less and less of that. R.C. Buford and Popovich. It don't matter. Popovich can have another stroke, again, knock on wood that he's okay and before recovery.
Just taking a slap.
I'm just saying, Pop ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So unless we see that type of regime in the front office and that synergy with the head coach, that's the only way that you're going to have longevity in this game now. But yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen moving forward.
Yeah. Well, let's let the reporters do their job. We'll get all the deets, as they like to say, I guess, nowadays, about what went down in Denver. But yeah, shocking for sure. We'll be back with We Need to Talk, and then we'll talk about the Basketball Hall of Fame and some NFL contracts right after that. So stay right there. We'll be back right after this quick break.
Love gaming? Well, make sure you come check out Dead End Gaming, where we give honest reviews, have hilarious moments, no sugarcoating when we talk about video games and give our thoughts on it. Check it out, the world's most dangerous gaming crew. Watch Dead End Gaming weekly on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dead End Gaming ATL. Or if you missed the live, where we do every Tuesdays, make sure you come check us out on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Dead End Gaming. Hope to see y'all there. Peace.
Well, we need to give Beezy let him take a nap before he do that. He's trying to still on that, boy. I need energy on that shit. All right, Lou, it's on you. Oh, who's it on?
All right. We need to talk?
Nah, that's me. That's me. I had like 3 good ones that I wanted to talk about. And then I forgot what one of them was. But this has been interesting, and I've been watching this. And we need to talk about white basketball players, bro. White NBA basketball players. And I think this is a under-discussed thing that's going on in the NBA. But these white basketball players are starting to come in and go to work, bro. Like, some of the best basketball players in the NBA are white. FIFO just talked about how Jokic may be the best basketball player in the NBA. We got Luka out there cooking folks. We got Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves was the one that really prompted me to really think about this, because Austin Reeves is like what Alex Caruso and Deli is on damn, like, when he got like Monster in him, bro. Austin Reeves be out there showing out, like dominating game, bro. It's fascinating to watch this dude play. And then right behind that, you got Cooper Kennett. And then on the way behind them, you got people talking about Cooper Flag, who's supposed to go number 1, and this guy Knipple, that's might go top 10. Which I also find interesting that 2 of the players, if you skip a letter, you might be in trouble on there. So if you skip a letter and Cooper Flag or Knipple, then you might be in trouble. But, man, look, and FIFO been praising Chet, right? Sabonis be putting in work. Franz Wagner be going off. Tyler Hero.
What's the white boy name from Houston?
It's Sengun.
Sengun. Yeah, he was another one. I was watching that game, man. Sengun, bro. Hey, man, these white guys, hey, man, hey, some of them dudes out there better watch out, bro, because they coming in and they're not just being role players.
Did you mention
Tyler, white guys used to be role players, bro, 3-point shooters. You just stay out there and I'm going to just pass you the ball and you shoot the 3-point. That's all I want you to do. And now
this is like, such a Ken we need to talk. That's hilarious.
But am I the only one not seeing this? I wrote it down, bro. They got Christian Braun was another one. I was watching Denver. Christian Braun was just a dude out there running around. Now they legit can get running plays and he's making things happen, bro. Like, am I the only one seeing this? The guy in Golden State, Podziemski
or whatever.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Bro, these white guys going to work, bro. Hey, some of these black folks, y'all better watch out, bro.
Most of them European, though, right?
It don't matter, bro. They all white to me. Why are we trying to make a distinction, bro?
Yeah. Lou said that like that's like a little ethnic. That's the foundation.
They got a little seasoning on them, right?
That's the foundation of the whites, the European.
Yeah. We're not talking about Grady Dick, but yeah, no, I think there are some guys. Grady, he put some numbers too.
Ken, I don't know if you saw who's the tall white boy from Chicago.
He's been Bolinsky.
Yeah,
Bozelli.
Yeah, he has one of them names. He's been balling ever since they got rid of Zach LaVine and the other guy, DeMar DeRozan as well. So yeah, Ken, there is a whole bunch of white guys balling.
Josh Giddey averaged about 16.
Josh Giddey, you know what I'm saying? That was a really good trade for them.
Points.
Yep. So man, it's a lot of white boys, Ken, that's balling. They back. The white boys are back.
Yeah, remember the Tom Chambers, the Dan Marleys of the world, bro? It's like now they've found their way. Yeah, somebody in the chat just said Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard was frustrated in Boston, and he put up 40 or 50?
He had a 40 game. 50
Now he's a role player, but my point is, like, you have the elite white guys that are dominating, and then you have all these guys that are really contributing to their team's success. And I just been looking at it, man, and yeah, man, it's just something I noticed. And then the best player in the draft is going to be, Cooper Flag. Hey, man.
You think there's a transition happening? Is basketball turning to a white man's foot?
No, I don't think we're there yet. But I think it's kind of what Shelton said. Is like the white players are back. and they're not just specialists in the way that for a while that they used to be. It's like now they're out there like these dudes. Austin Reeves be hooping, bro. Austin Reeves be.
I'm not going to disagree about that Austin Reeves take. However, they were literally about to trade his ass if it wasn't for somebody's physical not coming back 100%. Like they didn't give a fuck about Austin.
Oh, you talking about Cooper? You talking about Dalton Connect? Hey, but he be balling too, Nick.
No, but Mark Cuban came out and said we should have asked for Austin Reeves.
No, 100%. But I thought Reeves wasn't part of that trade.
No, Reeves wasn't. It was Connect and Mark Williams.
Yeah, Dalton Connect. I think they sabotaged the medical records of Mark Williams because I think that would have been a mistake. Dalton Connect can play. If he gets more time, I think they would have regretted making that trade. He can play too.
Yeah, I like him.
Some of this has to do with Gilbert Arenas' comment as far as how most of our basketball players are being brought up now. And when I say our, like black or like just American basketball players, and where they're being built to be role players. Like he said that the reason that he sent his son to a public school because he didn't want him to go to a program where he was learning to fit in with other superstars. He wanted him to be the superstar. And I think that these Cooper Flag dudes that play in Maine and they ain't doing the AAU circuit that's popular like all the rest of the black dudes that you're saying, Ken, or these European players who are going a different route to get to the NBA, like they got more dog in them than the younger black dudes. And that's what we're seeing. It's a result of that. Like even when you talk about
what did you just say about Cooper Flag?
Didn't he play in Maine?
But then he transferred in high school. Yeah. So Brian Scalabrine was working out with him, and he was championing him, and he transferred to like
he went the AAU route too.
He played AAU, but dang, I can't remember the name of the high school. It's one of these prominent, like academies that you go to,
and shit like that.
Yeah.
Dang, I could.
But I think Gilbert Arenas was talking about that, and he was like, the reason that he made his son go the route that he went to because he wanted him to learn what it felt like to be a superstar. And I think that a lot of young, upcoming, popular black basketball players, they want to go where it's popular to be, like the IMGs, like what FIFA was just talking about, the academies. And Gilbert Arenas was very adamant in that makes them comfortable with being role players because now they're on a team with people who are very much just as good or better than them. So they're trying to find a place to fit in instead of finding a place to be a dog. And these white dudes that you named, Ken, they found places to be a dog. What's his name in LA? The white boy?
Austin Reeves.
Connect.
He had to go to like Wichita State and even Connect. Like before he got to Tennessee, they were at mid-level colleges trying to show people that they were good before they got to the top stage, and they still got it because they got their dog in them from the second level. So that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
He played at Montverde in Florida, FIFA.
Yep, Montverde. Yep. So he transferred there. But here's the thing about what Gilbert said, and I agree. Matt Barnes wanted his twins to play with Gilbert Sonny. He was like, nah. But to go a little bit further, what Gilbert said, he was like, I need my son to understand what it is, everything that you said to be that superstar. But now when he's going to college, now, you know what? Maybe you don't have to be the leading scorer. So now you could take that off of your shoulder. You knew what it was to be that. So when there is a time that you have to be that, you can get to it because it's already part of your bag. But now when you play with more talent, there's always going to be guys that's going to be better than you. So it may not be where Elijah is the best player, and it may be in the future where he may be a role player, but he still has that in his bag where he could pull on. So I love Gilbert's ideology and getting his son ready.
And just go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say, and that's why upcoming Sheldon, Cayenne Anthony, check him out on Syracuse. He gonna be a future top pick. I don't know what he gonna. I think he gonna be top 10. He's number 1 in New York right now. You know what I'm saying?
And just so I'm clear, I don't have a problem with. I just think it's interesting seeing the growth of white players in the NBA. So yeah, I don't have an issue with it. I don't think they're
don't lie to the people, kid.
No, they sit here, man, said I want to bring back segregation and shit, bro.
They said Ken like Jerry Jones at the door, like, nah, don't let these niggas.
I was like, wow, this is interesting. These dudes out here.
I think a lot of it
like
has to do,
KKK, bro.
because their path is different. Their path is a lot different from a lot of the popular black basketball players now.
Yeah,
like it's accepted to be a role
well.
player.
Will this path lead them to the Basketball Hall of Fame? That's what we want to know. The Basketball Hall of Fame announced its 2025 class, which includes Carmelo Anthony. You
ain't reading the whole thing, Ken. No, what you mean? The teleprompter.
Ken, I saw it too. I don't know how that reads.
The GOAT, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, and Sylvia Fowles. Is this the best Hall of Fame class ever? Also, speaking of Hall of Famers, Atlanta Falcons great and 7-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Julio Jones has announced his retirement from the NFL at the 13th season. Jones still leads the Falcons in receiving yards and ranked in the top 10 in total touchdowns for the franchise. Is Julio a top 5 wide receiver of all time in NFL history?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, Julio Jones is a top 5 wide receiver.
Okay, we got to answer
the basketball first. First of all, Ken, I kid you not. When I typed in Carmelo Anthony, GOAT just came. I tried to type in Melo, and all I got was GOAT. So I'm sorry, that's what came up. But I do think this is in contention for the best Hall of Fame class, just as far as the list. Like if you look at the full list of play, like. Because, most Hall of Famers, you're only picking like 1 or 2 to like, oh, this is a definitely first ballot. The rest is like, okay, you just add the motherfuckers. But as far as we're going through the list, like, I think this is like one of the greats class, if not the best, one of the best.
Nah, 2020, you had Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. That's the greatest class.
Yeah, that's better than this.
Yeah,
I said it could be one of the my thing is, hey, listen, they ain't got you ain't say Melo on that list, so it's like
two five-time NBA champions, MVPs up and down the list, Finals MVP.
In terms of the Julio Jones, I'm trying to find it. I thought I saved it, but I saw this graphic where it was talking about Julio has he was the fastest to like 10,000 receiving yards. He also has the most 250-yard receiving games in the NFL. He also has the most like it was just ridiculous stats. And I said, oh shit, I didn't realize like Julio had all of this. Obviously, we know how great he is, but to me, when I saw those stats, I'm still trying to find it. But when I saw those stats, I was like, damn, he might be top 5.
Man, you got Jerry Rice. You got
what's the list, Sheldon? You said Jerry Rice.
You think T.O.'s over Julio?
Yeah, absolutely. T.O.
Okay, Jerry Rice. T.O. Who else?
Larry Fitzgerald is up there.
Okay, who else? He's up there. Or is he in top 5?
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss. So you got one more.
Michael Irvin.
Marvin Harrison or Calvin Johnson. Either one. You still got. I mean, Julio gets a lot of respect, but I still
Julio good. I don't know if he first ballot. Yeah, him and Antonio Brown.
Who's your 5?
So, my top 5 would be. Let me do my top 5 one more time. Jerry Rice, T.O., Randy Moss, and not in any particular order with those two. Calvin Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald.
Who's your 5, Lou?
Rice, Moss, Calvin, Larry Fitzgerald, Chris Carter, and
hold on, you took somebody else. You said Rice, Moss. Is it Calvin Johnson or Larry Fitzgerald?
No, I took Calvin Johnson off. Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald,
Chris Carter.
Who's in the 5?
And Michael Irvin.
T.O. was 3rd in receiving yards and 3rd in touchdowns. How you not have him on your list?
All that shit was irrelevant, though.
Receiving yards and touchdowns are irrelevant.
That nigga didn't do shit. He didn't do shit to impact teams other than break locker rooms.
Man, he was out there
I fuck with T.O. too.
He was
we talking about top 5 receivers though. Like, nah.
Yeah. Lou, he played in the Super Bowl on a broke leg and dominated. Couldn't be stopped.
Who won?
That wasn't on him.
I ain't asked y'all that. I'm asking y'all who won.
His quarterback threw up in the huddle.
All I want to know is who
you
won. That's it. That's all. I just want to know who won. Because I don't remember them winning that game.
Funny. Hey, don't ever let nobody say you ain't funny, Lou. Yeah, you got a 5?
No, I don't.
I was gonna say my 5 would be Rice, Moss, T.O. I'm gonna put I'll put Calvin Johnson there. I may have Julio at 5. I mean, just because you said, go ahead.
You don't think Antonio Brown just as good as Julio Jones?
He's top 10 all time in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Julio was more dominant.
Like if I had to be like on a my player thing and create my best wide receiver, it's going to be like a Julio Jones.
Yeah, 100%.
And he delivered. If it wasn't for fucking Kyle, if it wasn't for Kyle Shanahan punk ass, they would have won a title and he would have been definitely top 5.
He was. You remember all those years though? He couldn't get in the end zone. They couldn't score.
I was just about to address that. So if you compare their stats, Antonio Brown played in 146 games. Julio played in 166. Antonio Brown has 12,291 receiving yards. Julio has 13,703. Antonio Brown has 83 receiving touchdowns. Julio had 66.
Part of that he got the Calvin Johnson treatment where they put 2-3 niggas over the top.
And on top of that, I watched a lot of Falcons games too because I had Julio on one of my fantasy teams. He would get them down to the 5-yard line, 1 yard line, and they would just run the ball. And they wouldn't even throw it to it. It was some bullshit like that. And on top of that, AB had Tom Brady and Big Ben throwing to him, bro.
FIFA, what you said though, I hear you on that, but shit, all of them had that. Didn't all of them have that same treatment?
Not necessarily.
Which one of them didn't?
AB definitely had it.
The 2 wide receiver or the 3 wide receivers I saw have the most overt coverages on them. Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones. Them 3 guys, bro, like they would put 3 dudes over the top. AB, he got shaded. He got double teamed.
Do him like that too.
All of the really wide receivers, I'm not saying he wasn't, but I don't think he was as dominant. And here's the thing: you just talked about Julio only played 20 more games. How many more games?
It's 146. Antonio had 146. Julio had 166.
So 20 more games. He had over 1,000 yards more. Yet AB scored more. They gave him the ball in more situations. Like he had a lot more short yardage type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't the over top threat that Julio was. Not saying that he couldn't beat dudes over the top. Yeah, he got some, big plays down the field. But what made AB crazy was I could go 10, 15 yards and then break it. You know what I'm saying? Julio was like, just throw the ball in the vicinity, dog. Like, I'm going to go get it. You know what I'm saying? So 2 different type of wide receivers. We're splitting hairs at this point, but I'm with Nick on the list. I think Julio's number 5.
Shoot, CBS Sports got him. Let me see where this is. I can't get they got him ranked 5th on the best receivers drafted since 2000, which they got Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, and Antonio Brown in front of him, which I agree with. I think what Julio Jones did is amazing. I just don't think he's top 5. I don't.
Is he first ballot Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's unquestioned. That's no question.
Interesting super chat here from Kev Timothy. Says that Carmelo has won 3 playoff series in his entire NBA career.
That's 3 championships, right?
This is what I don't like about what people do is when we talk about and celebrate black men on this program, y'all do nothing but the hate.
Fuck out of here, Nick.
That's all I'm just trying to say, bro. And FIFA, you worse because he Afro Latino too. You should be definitely. He was talking about Bad Buddy earlier, nigga. Where his flowers?
Nick, did he win though?
Jay, why are you on this program? Why are you on this program?
Did he win though? Did he win though?
We're gonna talk about this in the meeting, Jay.
Oh, okay.
All right, man. We'll be back right after this quick break. Dead in Hip Hop for the last 14 years have covered the culture with authenticity. Some of you may remember the golden era of hip hop or the blog era to present day when you had the great Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef. Dead in Hip Hop has been there for it all. But Dead in Hip Hop is not just stuck in the past. They're also finding tomorrow's legends today, putting you onto artists the mainstream hasn't discovered yet. Experience hip hop through the eyes of those who have lived every era. Join our community on YouTube, Patreon, or wherever you get your podcasts. Dead in Hip Hop, no politics, no BS. One of the most underrated storylines of this NFL offseason is the upcoming big paydays for Dallas Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons and San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. Both of these players' contracts will have huge impacts on their team's success over the next few years. So which one would be more beneficial to get done before the start of the season?
I don't even see how this is a question.
Go first.
Brock Purdy. Yeah, Brock Purdy, right?
Go first.
It's got to be Brock.
Like it's Michael Parsons. Like he's one of the premier defensive players that we've seen in this generation. Whatever he wants and asks for, he going in the room and he getting it. And Jerry's going to pay him. The only negative part of that was Jerry has waited so long to pay him, as people on this panel have pointed out in previous episodes. He should have been paid him. So Micah going to get what he's going to get. If I'm San Francisco and Brock Purdy come in there asking for too much, bro, you can walk. I'll do the Kyle Shanahan thing, and I'll take another quarterback, bro. Like, I'm cool. Like, you good, but you're not that good. And I don't mean me and Ken was flying the flag for Glock Purdy for the last 2 years, but I'm not paying you too much, bro. Like that's a wash. If you asking for a lot of money, you can walk. Like, see if somebody else give it to you. And I want to see who that person.
You talking like Kyle Shanahan has a lot of rope to go to, like he has options outside of Brock Purdy.
But they ain't
Nick, you cannot pay Brock that much money, bro.
Yeah,
what you mean, bro?
It's a quarterback. I ain't gonna block. No, bro.
I've been saying this since football season. I've been saying they cannot pay him that much money.
Well, let me answer the question real quick. The most irrelevant payday is Micah Parsons, because regardless of what they pay him, ain't gonna mean shit for the team when it comes to wins and losses. It don't. Brock Purdy impacts wins and losses more than Micah Parsons. That's point blank. Period.
That's not true.
How is it not? How is it? When
Michael Parsons was hurt last year, we didn't win games. When he came back, even when we stunk and had Cooper rush at quarterback, he was able to impact games, and we were able to win those games without Dak Prescott. He's the most impactful player that's not a quarterback. He's the most impactful player that's not a quarterback in the NFL.
Then what happened this past season when he was playing? How many games did they win?
Hurt. He was hurt.
I'm saying
he's still half the season.
Bro, this is football. Everybody playing hurt. What are you talking about?
No, when he wasn't playing, he wasn't on the field.
I'm saying when he was on the field.
He quit when Dak quit. Like when Dak quit and said, I'm out. I ain't gonna do no more this season. He quit. So he only played like eight meaningful games, and we probably won 6 of those because of him.
Man, Lou, the answer to this question is Brock Purdy. Y'all in a rebuild, so you might as well go on and get what you can get for him. Yeah,
you're in a rebuild with a $60 million a year quarterback. That's not true.
That's your talk to y'all accountant. That's what you need to talk to. My thing is
crazy. We're not in a rebuild.
My thing is with and I said this all last season. I was like, but the most underrated story is this Brock Purdy contract year, because this is tied to Kyle Shanahan. Because I don't think Kyle Shanahan is in a position, unless he does something crazy this year in the draft and trades up to get Shador if he falls, to. Trust me, it's on the table. You know, we've seen crazier shit in football. Where we see the Arizona Cardinals pick a quarterback back to back to get Kyler Murray. But my thing is, this is like they have to pay Brock. I'm not saying they have to pay him 60. They don't have to pay him top of the line, but he's getting at least $50 to $55 million a year. Because it doesn't make sense for you to let all those players go in this free agency this offseason. And then not pay him when it's time to get paid, because it's like, where are you spending that money on, and what other options at quarterback do you have if you're not going to pay him what he's due? So to me, it's like this has to, and this payday is tied to Kyle Shanahan's success, because if he's paying Brock Purdy $50+ million a year, we're going to have to see that results as far as can he carry that team. And if he can't, that means there's going to be another losing season, which Kyle Shanahan could have back-to-back losing seasons, which means that he can have more losing seasons than Zach Taylor as a head coach.
Well, I don't know if a $55 million contract would warrant that outlook on it, because I would love to see where that contract falls in line with some of the other quarterbacks that are actually winning and contributing to the team. Because remember, it's just a market reset anyway. So I don't think the dollar amount really matters all that much, or whether he's worth it.
The dollar amount does matter, Ken, and 55 from what I've heard and seen is the price that the 49ers don't want to pay. They want to be at max is like the 50s. They want to be in the mid to high 40s. Brock Purdy is coming in there talking about I need damn near 60. So that's so I feel you.
In the world.
I understand. But here's the thing. I also agree with Milton where the most important position is the quarterback position. So Brock Purdy's deal is more necessary than Micah Parsons, because here's the thing.
No, it's not.
Micah Parsons is not going to win in Dallas.
Exactly.
Because Dallas, the way that they're structured, the way that they're structured, you pay Micah, you're already capped out. Like you're not paying anybody else. You're saying regardless if you draft him or you're trying to get somebody in free agency. So as good as Micah Parsons is, he's not going to make that big of a difference, because we saw that last year. He didn't make that big of a difference
last year. Why do y'all keep saying that? He missed damn near half the season.
What about the year before? What'd they do?
We won 12 games. You went to the fucking divisional playoff series. What are you talking about?
Oh, they went to. Oh, I thought
they lost in the first round.
You went where?
We lost to the Packers in the second round because we had a bye.
Okay, you're not winning no playoff games.
Y'all ain't had no
without
bye.
Micah Parsons.
They did. Yeah, they did.
You're not winning no playoff games with or without Micah Parsons. Brock Purdy is more integral to what San Francisco got going on. To Nick's point, if they can't come up with a deal, there's still a free agent quarterback out there that is from that side of the country.
Don't say it.
I'm just saying. Because you talked about Shanahan having back-to-back losing seasons, and everybody here agrees outside of Spike Lee that the most important position on the field is the quarterback position. If you can't come to terms with Brock Purdy, and you say, because I'm in agreement with you, hey, bro, go find somebody else that's willing to pay you that, because I would pay Aaron Rodgers $20 million to come in for a season or two.
Nah, no way.
Are you? And this is where I want to get to.
Wait, hold on, Nick. What I'm saying is, if you can't come to an agreement with Brock Purdy, what other option do you have?
People make a good point.
My thing is this, though. This is my thing. We are talking about Brock Purdy, but this is coming from the root of Kyle Shanahan and where he's put himself in with this situation. Because like you said, Lou, they could have paid Brock Purdy last year and it wouldn't have been up to 60. You know what I'm saying? They could have got ahead of this, but now he's on his final year of his contract. So they don't necessarily have to pay Brock Purdy this year. They can wait again until next year, but obviously we know the price is going to go up. It ain't going to go down. The only reason why they're trying to fuck him over on this is because he's the last pick in the draft and he was getting paid $3 an hour. For
he has no trade value either. Nobody wants.
I was going to say, they looking at it like, if we don't pay you, who else is going to do it?
And he has no leverage.
Need a quarterback. They're not going to pay you.
And
there's no team is going to pay Brock Purdy what the 49ers would pay him. So take what we give you and be cool with it. Nobody else out there is going to give you this.
And he's not that great. Like he's good, and he's played really good because of that system. But he's not great. He's not a great quarterback. Would you take him over any quarterback that's in the NFC East right now? As much as I say Dak Prescott is a mediocre quarterback, I would take Dak Prescott over Brock Purdy. I would take Jalen
Brock Purdy been to the Super Bowl though.
But I understand that. But let's look at how great that team was around Brock Purdy. And at the end of the day, Nick, you can have all of the things that you want. If they don't pay him to the point that you was making, there's a quarterback that's out there that's from Cali. But I can that is still today is better than Brock Purdy. Well, I'll take Aaron Rodgers today over Brock Purdy.
That's insane because I can ask you the same thing. Is Aaron Rodgers a great quarterback right now?
He better than Brock Purdy.
So your answer is I'm not going to pay this guy because he ain't great. So I'm gonna go pay somebody else because he ain't great either.
Because he's half the cost. No, it does makes a lot of financial sense. I could save $30 million by not paying Brock Purdy and paying the old man.
Okay, and if you pay the old man and you go 6-11 or
and you go,
7,
you're gonna look like you did in New York.
Then
but that's fine. We're gonna have a higher draft pick.
And guess who ain't picking that quarterback? You as a head coach, because your ass fired.
They're not going to fire Kyle Shanahan. They're not going to fire Kyle Shanahan.
Sheldon, are we not acting like
we just seen Mike Malone get fired?
Exactly. FIFA.
That's the NBA. That's different.
That's different. FIFA was calling for Zach Taylor's name for the last 2-3 seasons. And this man hasn't had a losing season since Joe Burrow's been.
He's got the best quarterback in the league and can't make the playoffs though. And the best wide receiver in the league. That's crazy. And you have one of the top defensive players in the league, and you can't make the playoffs. And it's solely because you start seasons slowly. That's on you from a preparation.
Like I said,
Shanahan don't have to deal with that. Shanahan is dealing with lack of talent.
Like I said, Lou, I didn't say anything about winning a Super Bowl. I just said not having a losing season. Kyle Shanahan is on par to have more losing seasons than Jack Taylor. He may have a back-to-back. He more than likely will have a back-to-back losing season this upcoming season than have a winning season
because he's already in a rebuild.
Guess what his argument is going to be? I don't have a Joe Burrow.
Zach Taylor.
Who's been more successful, Kyle Shanahan or Zach Taylor? Since we're having a Zach Taylor or Kyle Shanahan.
I don't want to have a Kyle.
Because you know the answer to that. That's why you don't want to have the conversation.
I'm not trying to say that because I don't want to have the conversation. It's more about a glaring point that I'm trying to make is that Kyle Shanahan, to me, doesn't have much room to play around with the situation like he has options, like he has time. Because Lou, you would even say right now, the Rams are more than likely going to win the division again next season, right?
They're a better roster.
So they have a better roster. Yeah, they have a better quarterback. They have a better head coach, right?
Yeah, if I had to bet money right now, I'd bet the Rams.
So right now, we already know that this offseason, the 49ers have lost damn near half their squad. Trent Williams is damn near 40. Fred Warner, Nicky Bosa, who else is on there? They're older now. They're not spring chickens. So my thing is this: you're dealing with an older roster who lost half of his talent, and you're talking about playing a quarterback that we all agree isn't top 10. And if you don't pay him, then you're talking about paying a quarterback who's 40 plus, who's coming off the second season of ACL injury, and you want to say, okay, we can see what we can do with him, and then try to draft somebody next season. That doesn't make any sense. And what wiggle room do you have to justify? I didn't say he wasn't a good coach. I say he ain't a great. I don't think he's a great coach. I don't think he's a great coach.
You don't think that he's a good coach at all. I think that he's a good coach. So regardless of what you're saying, as far as the scenarios that are presented in front of him, he's going to figure out a way to win games. Whether it's with Brock Purdy.
Why did he figure out last year?
Injuries.
Well, it was the first year in a while, so I it's a fluke. You can look at, we can look at injuries. I think you can find legit reasons why he didn't win games last year. I think the question is, and I think they should just hold the line, bro.
I shoot him.
Y'all ain't shit.
I think so too. I shoot him some bail on that. I think it was injuries. You lost your top running back.
I'm talking about
top wide receiver.
Keep going.
I'm saying
the running game was fine. They was balling.
Bro, it wasn't dominant. It wasn't dominant.
It wasn't Christian McCaffrey who was doing both running and receiving.
And if we look at those games weren't lost based. Like he blew a game to the Rams, he blew a game to the Cardinals, they were blowing games, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
There were a lot of issues last year. There were a lot of issues last year with the 49ers and late game execution. My thing is, how long is this contract supposed to be? And to your point, Nick, like, you also have to factor in whether or not Kyle Shanahan will be there for the duration of that. And if they start losing, will they be willing to stick around with that? Because Kyle Shanahan is the reason why Brock Purdy even exists and goes. So those are two decisions they have to make. With Micah Parsons, they have to be, if they're going to pay Parsons, then they have to be considering moving on from Dak and getting out of that contract in order to make
How?
They
He
can't
just
get-
I don't
signed it
know.
last year.
No. What are y'all talking
That's
about?
what
He
that's
got-
look. That's
Yeah,
what Spike been
crazy.
saying.
But that's me just
Hold on.
speaking at.
Hold on. Let's stop. Let's address the Brock Purdy situation. Nick and Ken. Last year was the year for Brock Purdy to solidify $55+ million a year as a quarterback, and he did not do that because he was devoid of Christian McCaffrey. He was devoid of Deebo Samuels for a good part of the season. He was devoid of Brandon Ayuk. He was devoid of all of those guys. And if you are going to be paid that type of money, not named Dak Prescott, you need to be able to elevate.
That's false, people.
No, how the fuck is that false?
'Cause
Because I'm gonna pay a quarterback $60 million.
It doesn't matter. I agree with you, FIFO. I agree with you.
Right.
I don't think they should pay
appreciate
him that much money.
No, because I can name you some. Trevor Lawrence. What has he done to earn the money that he got?
He was a number one pick.
And then went to the AFC
He got
Championship
extended.
game, right?
He got
Right, go to the-
extended. He was the
they
number
go-
one pick.
Louis,
They went
it's going to a Super Bowl more than a championship game.
But they went to the AFC Championship
But
game.
they
They
didn't
thought
go to
he
the
was
Super Bowl
dude.
because of
They didn't-
Brock
they didn't
Purdy,
go to the
They
though.
thought he was that
But
dude.
they didn't go to the Super Bowl because of Brock. Brock wasn't the reason.
They had a lead
They
in the Super
went
Bowl.
in spite of Brock.
They had a lead in the Super Bowl because of Brock.
Nigga, they went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo.
They didn't have
What
a lead
is you talking about?
They didn't have a lead with the game on the line with Jimmy G. Jimmy G fucked up and didn't win the game. But Brock Purdy, when he got off the field, he had the lead in the Super Bowl.
Bro, that the only reason why they even made the Super Bowl, regardless of Jimmy G, Timmy G, Glock, whoever the hell you want to call, is because that roster and that head coaching staff and the front office is elite.
So
they're
everybody
elite around the quarterback.
He had to
Yes.
execute though.
Brock stepped up in the Super Bowl
He's
in
still-
clutch
let's not
moments,
act like-
bro.
I didn't say he was chopped liver. What I'm saying is he wasn't elite, and I've been said
People's
that
right.
in the chat.
And
You
that's
don't have-
fine.
If you don't
That's
have
fine.
an elite quarterback, you're not going to win a Super Bowl.
You don't-
and they
you
haven't
don't-
had one, which is why they haven't won.
But you don't have to be elite to get paid. We've seen that. We got Jordan
I
Love who got
understand
paid.
that.
We got
You have to be-
Jalen
But
Hurts
they're-
who got paid.
But guess what? But Fred Warner's getting paid. Nick Bosa just read up. They got other guys that they're paying that they would rather pay. They let Charvarius Ward go. They let Hufanga go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying Brock Purdy because you're not making my team better. I'd rather draft Shador. I'd rather trade up in the draft and go get Shador than Brock Purdy.
If I was right. If I have a coach like Shanahan, I'm not paying a mid-tier quarterback just to have him. That's not going to happen. But I want to address what Ken said in the sense of with Michael Parsons. The reason that I'm saying that is because Dak is not that good. Michael Parsons is that good. So we need to pay people like him and CeeDee Lamb and all of the other people around him to make sure that the team stays good. Dak gonna do what Dak is gonna do. He's gonna be like
you were saying that. I thought you were saying that there were Dak trading rumors. So
there are.
I wish, but nobody's going to take him.
Yeah, no one's going to take that contract.
And nobody's going to take that. Yeah, if they could trade him, that would be fantastic. I don't even care what they get for him as long as we won't get robbed. But just Dak is a 4th round pick, and he's being paid like he's paid Manning. It just it don't work.
Y'all foul. This Brock Purdy has put his blood, sweat, and tears on the field and getting paid $8.60 an hour, and he can't get his money. But y'all willing to give some
Nick,
fuck boys their money just because of a first round
So
grade.
here's where we'll close the segment out then. And we got FIFO's power rankings coming up and Spike's worst of the week. How much do you think they should pay him?
Brock?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
since you wanted to
50 to 55. 55. I'm $55 million a year.
50
annually.
Loco.
50.
Well, the cap's going to go up, so it may not be.
Yeah, he's going to
Exactly.
get 50. 50 is the going rate.
And on top of
48.75 max.
On top of that, look at his resume.
Yeah, the man made it to the Super Bowl. He deserves.
He made it 2 championship games and played in 1 Super Bowl.
Okay. All right.
Can't argue with that.
A lot of quarterbacks got paid got more for less. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, we'll leave it there. Let's jump into the worst of the week. We got
worst.
Spike is up.
Yeah, worst of the week, man. I know this isn't a big baseball show.
Let him set it up. Okay.
I got you.
There we go.
I got you. I thought Jalen was gonna be on this shit, man. My bad. No. I know this isn't a big baseball show, man, but being in Atlanta and, following the Braves when you come up because it's the only team that we had in the South, them starting out 0-7 and now being like 1-8 is one of the most disappointing things for the baseball season. Even though they play 162 game, there's never been a baseball team that started out the way that they started out and is able to make the playoffs. They have a very talented roster. They have some people coming back from injury that I'm interested to see how they do, but it's very disappointing this early in the season, wanting to pay attention to baseball and being a Braves fan as to how they started and where they are now and knowing that they probably have no chance of making the playoffs. This is my worst of the week, man. I wanted to go to a couple of games this week.
Lou, they won today. So they
won today finally.
Yeah, Sean Murphy came back. The catcher's back. He drove in 4 runs. So they'll be all right.
It is early.
They had my man get suspended for PED, the dude that they paid all that money for.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah, it's early.
Hopefully.
All right, power rankings.
All righty. So in lieu of us being right around the corner of the NBA playoffs, I have the current NBA teams in terms of their power rankings by yours truly. At number 5. Now, obviously, this was before what had happened today, but I have the Denver Nuggets. Without Mike Malone, I will give him a dip. But again, like I said, I made this before what happened today. But I'm gonna stay tight with Denver at number 5. At number 4, give me the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, one of their best seasons without LeBron ever. They are going to be a tough out in the playoffs. At number 3, give me the Lakers. The Lakers, to me, they're the third best team. The Luka Doncic trade has reinvigorated that entire franchise, and they are playing lights out. At number 2, the OKC Thunder. We already know SGA, a definitely MVP candidate, may win it. And then at number 1, man, if you want to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Give me the Boston Celtics. As good as OKC is, man, they still haven't won no championships. They still have not proven themselves in the playoffs. And if you want, like I said, you want to beat a man, you got to beat the man. And Boston has shown that they are still the team to beat overall this season. So
big win tonight for the Celtics. Go ahead, Shelton.
I was gonna say
big. You gotta bring it. Nah,
I was gonna say Knicks ain't on the list, kid. Hey, OKC just beat the Lakers too, and SGA had 42. Luka got out on some bull though. So
we got cheated out of our win tonight in OT. Oh boy, I hated that. Tatum was going off though. I can't lie, he was going brazy.
So you don't
Cleveland
have no respect for Houston,
crazy, bro.
Yeah. You don't have no respect for Houston or Cleveland, FIFO.
Nah, Houston to me, they're still like 2 mango seasons away from really being scary, in my opinion. They have a really good record because they are athletic. They have a defensive head coach. Defense travels, but they're not. I'm not scared of them at all.
Why are you giving the Lakers so much damn respect, bro? Like they basically got thrashed by OKC today. Like what are you talking about?
3 is high. Honestly,
3 is dumb.
Yeah, 3 is high. I don't mind you having the top 5, but they're not third. There's no way.
They're not the third best team in the league.
No,
by far.
No.
We said power. The power. These are power rankings.
I don't know what that means.
I think. And here's the thing: at the end of the day, obviously, I put these rankings out. We could agree to disagree, or we can agree. It is what it is. If you feel the Lakers are too high, that's fine. But I do think that they are one of the 5 most powerful teams in the NBA right now going into the postseason.
Well, I definitely want to see what happened. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll come back to that later. So we'll close out with super chats, but I definitely want to see what happened tonight because that was a pretty close game, and it looks like things got away from them when Luka got ejected. Also, I need to see what the hell happened in Milwaukee. A 30-3 run is insane, and the Timberwolves ended up losing that game to the Bucks tonight. So, anyway,
was Ant playing?
Yeah, he was playing. Yeah.
Lou, he ain't got no choice. He got the payments to make.
Hey, now he paid him up front. What you talking about?
All,
He paid all that up front.
That's a rumor, bro. That's a rumor.
That's COD.
That wasn't true.
Yeah.
But I
All
did
right.
look at that timeline of his babies, bro. It's crazy. In 2 years, he had in 2 years.
So
he had
who
4
worse,
kids.
him or Tyreek Hill?
Nah,
He-
Ant-Man
he-
is worse because he's younger. That man only 23. He got 4 kids in a year and a half with 4 different women.
Hill had like 5.
Look up Tyreek Hill, bro.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
Please look him up.
the worst one is Antonio Cromartie.
Okay, this ain't I can't even think of a reality show.
I'm just saying, look up Tyreek Hill though. Before you put that on Ant, look up Tyreek Hill.
Look up Antonio Cromartie.
Rob Costa, Zach
I accept that.
greater than Cooper Flag. I don't care.
Fuck out.
Bro, I don't even, bro, stop. So we got little MJ395 who said, "Yo, what's up, Dead End? I'm a long time listener since I was 13. I'm 25 now." Woo. Anyways, I'm an artist by the name of Mavon John, and my house and studio was burned down in the Eaton fire. He went on to say, I released a tape full of music I recorded on all platforms called The Burnt Tapes. Please check it out if y'all have time.
Y'all go check out the Burnt Tapes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this music was so fire it burnt down the house. I guess that's what he's trying to say. I guess that's what he's trying to say.
Hey, Lou, he said he got that.
No, y'all try to call me the wild card on Sunday and say, "Oh, you never know what Lou's gonna say." And can't say some shit like that.
Nah, he said he'll go to hell. My thing is, Lou, he said he got that heat, boy. That fire.
Oh man,
he got that John Blaze shit.
Oh man. Rayshawn Davis, college basketball is terrible and hard to watch. Donovan Mason, pause in advance. We need a power ranking of the greatest chokes in sports history. FIFO. There you go. You got to do chokes. They want you to do chokes, bro.
Chokes is crazy.
Yeah,
I'll tell you who number one. We can get number one off the rank. It's Chris Webber. Like Chris Webber's number one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, number one has got to be Kyle Shanahan. The Falcons.
Man, yeah.
Gotta be number one.
That's a good one too. I'll never forgive him for that. Donovan Mason, energy got to stay the same. Dog KD with his foot on the line. Got to hold Cooper accountable for the missed big players do big things, and this time he didn't. That's all.
Thank you. That's all I be saying, bro. We just need some balance.
Well, what I will say is this: with KD, we've had a history of that. Cooper Flag is just starting that, so I can't say was another time like Cooper's a one and done guy. There's no history of choking for Cooper.
KD has a history of making clutch shots too, though. What are you talking about? Don't act like he's always been.
This the beginning of his choke.
That was the one time.
What has he won that wasn't associated with Golden State? What? Okay.
We done boy, Shadur's stock is falling. Hope he falls to the Steelers.
That'd be good.
I wouldn't wish a young QB's career on the Steelers at all. That's going. You going to QB purgatory if you thinking that what's his name? Kid
Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith is going to coach up anybody. Come on,
it's not going to happen.
He ain't falling that far.
No,
he going to New Orleans. He going to New Orleans if anything.
Yeah.
If he fall out of the top 10, I'll be shocked.
Yeah. Me too. I think it's all just games. Stephen A. Spliff, Harden has been an all NBA player this season. If Kawhi continues to play close to his 2019 playoff form, the West is in trouble.
I want to tell you, Stephen A. Spliff, we originally had the Clippers on the docket, but obviously breaking news is breaking news. But we need to have a conversation about Ty Lue. You know what I'm saying? Kid, he making the Clippers great again. I got a feeling that because
Clippers ain't winning nothing.
All they need is a healthy Kawhi, and Kawhi been balling.
They not winning nothing because
that's like saying Will Smith needs his dad
in the playoffs.
And listen,
Kawhi don't go together.
And I'm glad y'all hating because y'all always do when it comes to Clippers, but it ain't just Kawhi. Lue coaching up the whole squad. He got like 5 players make averaging over double digits. Like
Ty Lue's not the issue. Ty Lue's not the issue. James Harden is going to choke in the playoffs like he always does.
Always does.
Well, here's the thing, Nick. You say we've always been hating on the Clippers when have they ever proven us wrong?
They went to the Western Conference Finals.
All these years that we've been hate for the last couple of years, and you keep talking this talk, and we haven't been proven wrong yet. I'm waiting.
Listen. Lou was over here making excuses for the Cowboys, talking about we was hurt. The Clippers been hurt too. When was the last time the Clippers had a full healthy? When they had a full healthy squad. You said Michael Parsons was hurt too. Lou, don't even try that. Yeah, exactly. That's why y'all suck. You say that's why y'all suck.
Well, we got another week left, so we'll get a chance to check it out. I was looking forward to talking about that, but because the playoffs start in a week or so from
next
now.
Week.
They start. Well, the play-in starts next week from today, and then the playoffs start on Easter Sunday.
Who the next coach to get fired before the play-in starts?
Lou. Just playing. I don't know.
I'm about to say at this point they trying to fire coaches right before the playoffs.
But before we go for our biggest staff, apparently it might be Spike's shirt, bro, because they've been roasting your ass.
Rob Costa has been the lead in that. Like Rob Costa will not let it go, bro. Like,
bro, they said, what did Johnny Bravo said you?
And then look at all the crop top.
They going at Lou, bro.
Rob Costa, I hope you enjoy your birthday. I hope
you take your shirt, rest out the back, put it in.
Hey, Rob Costa, take it however you want it. I hope you enjoy your birthday. I hope you have a great time.
Hey, look how to cut that shirt off.
It's been all night, man. They haven't let up, bro.
I've been reading it too, Ken. Like the shirt not even that bad. Like
they said you got the Zeke crop top one.
Man.
I got papers on all you niggas. Pelican Bay.
Oh man,
that's the thing. That's the thing, Lou. Most of the audience, bro, they be hiding behind these little avatars and shit, bro. We don't know what these things look like, bro.
That shirt snap at the bottom.
Thanks.
Did that shirt snap at the bottom?
Okay.
Hey, Sheldon, relax.
Anyway,
Lou said he got something for your ass.
You got a translucent mic over there. Like I know you're not like you got that mic from Adam and Eve. Like don't ask me about my shirt. Bro.
I don't even know what Adam and Eve is. I can't say
Look
nothing about
that. Look it up.
All right, man. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there, man. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace. That was fun.
Let's go.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.